in a world where people just don't watch your life, they create a version of you in their head. But what happens when that version isn't real? Today's guest has built a platform pulling back the curtain, not just on reality TV, but on identity, perception, and the truth behind the edit. Because who you are and who people think you are two completely different stories. So this is Sara from Sara Talks Reality, and this is the unspoken truth. How are you?
I'm good.
It's so good to have you on the show.
I'm really excited to be here.
We've been talking about this for a hot minute.
A long time. Long time. I feel like the universe just didn't, like, everything happens in the time it's supposed to happen, and I feel like now was a much better time than when we were first talking about it.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and it's got to be like a bigger production for both of us, so it's super exciting. If you guys don't know it, Sara and I went to school together, and we were talking about a high school reunion. It's what is it?
You don't have to say how many years. It's fine.
Okay, high school reunion.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow. And I'm thinking about, like she said, in years. I'm like, that's whew, wow. I don't feel old.
I don't.
And I've had a lot of work done. I hope I don't look too old. So I'm not afraid to say that. Well, we're gonna dive right on in. I got some questions for you. What made you start talking about reality TV online?
Well, because everyone in my life kept looking at me with these blank faces when I would talk about it, and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? So I already had a platform for makeup content on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, what the hell? Let's see if the internet can, find my people. And I just started talking about Big Brother. And people were like, wait. Same. And then, we ended up finding, there became so many. Next thing I know, there's 1,000 people saying wait, same. So I made it my own, like, just dedicated to reality. And I'm pretty sure my makeup account, it does still exist. Probably has like 6 inches of dust on that username. But I've been Sara Talks Reality ever since.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So did you expect people to connect with your content the way that they did?
Absolutely not. No. Honestly, it's really funny because, like, you essentially look like a crazy person when you're just talking to your phone screen, and then next thing you know, you get the dings and dings from the notification from everybody saying, like, oh wait, hey, like, me too, like, I feel, I want to talk about this. And at the time, I didn't see anyone talking about reality television on TikTok. And as I'm doing it, I was scrolling, and then of course this girl, this angel, comes across my screen. And she was talking about Big Brother. I was like, oh my God, there's someone else. And started talking to her. She was already following me. So we became mutuals. Then we started doing, like, TikTok lives together. We just, like, really hit it off. And turns out she had a podcast to talk reality television. She had me on as a guest, and it clicked so much that it became our podcast, and we were co-host. And that was, oh my gosh. So that was season probably like 17, 18. 19, I don't remember. We're on season 20. We're coming up to season 28 now of Big Brother. But
wow, season 28.
28.
That's wild.
28. So I started watching in 15, started covering it in 16 on Joker's Updates, which is just like a online transcribe. It's kind of weird. I watch the live feeds, and I'm literally transcribing what people say. So you can go to this website and, like, read what's said.
Yeah, okay.
So I started doing that, started talking about it on TikTok, probably like 18, 19, 20, I don't remember. And then I found Abigail, and next thing I know, it's like season 22, we're covering it. Season 23 and 4, we have this podcast. We're having, like, live events. And then
I saw your live events. They look really cool.
They're insane. They're my favorite. But then now it's been really fun seeing, now there's a whole there is reality talk. And we've gotten to know so many new creators. So we'll see people, Sammy, who I absolutely adore. He just posted, he's like, when I only followed Sara and Abigail, and they were the only ones I knew, and they were the ones I was like, hey, I could do this. And now he's making skits. So we all have, like, this our genre, like our flavor. So if you watch these shows, you know that you could get, like, updates or, like, kind of like news reports from me. You can get skits from Sammy. You can get, like, the random thoughts or strategy things that no one else is thinking about other than Abigail that make you go, oh wait, I didn't think about that. So, like, we're kind of like the Avengers of the reality world.
Okay, I like that. So what was the first video where you were like, oh, this is blowing up?
Oh shit. I don't think it was a video. I think it was a live.
Okay.
So my videos, some of them would, like, really blow up, especially if something, like, crazy happened on the feeds. But in Big Brother, you have, like, the episodes that air, but there's also 24-hour live feeds.
Okay.
And what I was doing was kind of summarizing the live feeds in a 60-second TikTok for everybody every day. This is what you missed. This is what happened yesterday, because it's wildly different than what the episodes are showing. The edit,
It's all in the editing.
all in the edit. But we would also go live. So sometimes they will have these things called like endurance comps. They're going to last a long time, and they'll put them on the live feeds for you. So if you don't have the live feeds, you can't see these. So we were going live during these competitions, showing like one screen where you could watch the comp with us, but then our reactions to it as well. And there was one, it was an iconic one that they hadn't done in many years, called the pressure cooker. And we vowed that no matter how long it went on, there was this iconic like live feed competition called the pressure cooker. And we vowed that no matter how long it took, we would be live for it. Now the pressure cooker has been known to go 10, 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
It is, it used to be like, who can hold the button the longest? And it essentially is that. Like, it's still like you're in a situation, you have to hold hands. Who is outlasting the others? This live went 14 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And we were live on TikTok the whole time, knocking on death's door. Like, I mean, we're still here.
Yeah.
Cameron and America are still in the game. You know, we were, but we had thousands of people not just come into this live, but start to follow us too. When we ended that live and slipped into our inevitable coma, but before we did, like, our notifications, because you get those notifications afterward, I gained like 700 followers just in that one evening.
Wow.
And the TikTok gifts, and people were like, thank you for going live. And they're sending TikTok gifts. Like, I think it was around like $1,200, $1,500. So just from that one live, which is
amazing,
wild, so crazy. And so I still to this day will have like people say like, I found you during the pressure cooker comp, and like that's where I stumbled upon you. So it wasn't like a certain video.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But it does get a little stressful sometimes. Like, if you post a video and you don't get dings, you're not like, it's not popping off. But then when you do, you're also like having to put your phone like face down. Just be like, I can't look. I'll just like come back and look at it in like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Because it gets wild. And then, I mean, I don't know about you, but every time I see that like I have 100 new comments or something, I get a little bit of anxiety. Because although I don't give a fuck about the trolls, at the end of the day, I still kind of do a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, my feelings are going to get a little hurt.
Yeah.
And I'll talk myself out of it. I'll be just fine. They're never going to know that they hurt me.
Absolutely.
But my feelings get a little sensitive sometimes. So I have to like just bear with those comments. And I don't delete comments. I don't like, if you have an opinion I disagree with, I won't delete it. I let people say whatever they want. I just got to think of like not react in the moment to it.
That part.
And I try not to feed the trolls. So I won't do reaction videos where I'm like responding to mean or hateful comments unless they like unless I'm trying to use them as an example, like, hey, I'm seeing a bunch of this. Let's not. But I try not to even do that. I try to like, I don't know, come up with like a witty comment or something like that, just to let them know, like, that's cute. Like your little
cute. I see you.
gray no picture profile photo.
Yes,
or your
keyboard
AI
warrior.
photo. Yeah. So
see, Cody, when we had a producer at one point that when we were going to the studio on season 2, he don't give a fuck. Like, Cody don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like you could say whatever you want to say. Me, the producer's like, Brayden, and I go, what? And he goes, don't read the comments. And I go, why? And he goes, you're super nice. He goes, just don't read the comments. And I go, I got this. He goes, you're going to get tough skin, man. You're going to get some real tough skin. And like, who the hell? And I'm like, okay, don't react in the moment. And I'm like, don't do it. But he's like, why are you letting it get to you? I'm like, I have to let it cycle through first. Just let it go out. Yeah, because your feelings do get hurt sometimes, especially when you know something. Or like we've had drag queens on the show, people want to talk shit, and those are my friends. No.
Yeah.
And so I have to not react in the moment. Be like, you know what? They don't have a picture on their profile. They don't know who they are. Like, so
living in their mother's basement.
Yes.
Yeah. No, and I will say that I'm really good about it when it comes to comments in my comment section. However, I'm toxically loyal and defensive of my people. So Absolutely. If I catch nasty comments in my friends' comment section, I don't even think about it. I'm not like zenning out. I'm not calming myself down. I'm not thinking of something witty. I'm like just laying into them and then reporting their account. Like, you leave my people alone. But
Yeah.
for my own, I'm like, let's just breathe. Let's just think about it. Give a PR kind of answer.
Absolutely. So what do you think people are really relating to, like the advice or the honesty?
Oh, honesty. You can get advice anywhere. Yeah, people can get advice from anyone, and people do not want advice from me. But I think it's the honesty, especially like in the apps, specifically TikTok, for example. They tell you, in order for you to be successful, you need to have this kind of lighting. You need to be this kind of framed in the camera. You need to be posting at these certain parts of the day. You need captions on screen. You need graphics behind you. And to be honest, like, and that's probably why my account's never really blown up. It's probably why I'm not like verified or have 1 million followers, but I can't be that one. Like, I treat my social media the way I treat, like, if I'm FaceTiming a friend and telling them the tea. Like, I just saw something wild on the feeds. I'm going to hit record. I'm going to tell you what I just saw, what I think about it, and then I'm going to post it. And I've posted live feed updates from a aisle in Kroger. I have posted them. I've pulled over on the side of the road because during live feed season, if I'm driving or something where I can't be watching the feeds, I have them playing in my ear or through my car speakers. And so when I'm hearing something crazy, I've literally pulled over on the side of the road before to figure out what the hell's going on and then just like post it immediately. So I think that people resonate more with, I'm not going to give them the catchy hook at the beginning. I'm not going to do the clickbaity thing where you think we're about to talk about this, and honestly, it's just like some random rumor that a random tabloid site talked about. So I think definitely the honesty. Bloopers.
All right, cool. So we're going to go into my next segment. And it's going to go talking about behind the edit.
Okay.
So how much of someone's story do you think gets lost in the edit, whether that's TV or social media?
Oh my gosh, like so much of it. It's literally the reason for the live feeds. I highly recommend. There are some people out there that say they prefer to watch Big Brother for the edited, for just the episodes. They don't want spoilers that you get with the live feeds. The problem there is that when you are looking at these players, if you choose to be what we call a casual in this space, if you just watch the episodes, you don't keep up with live feeds, you don't like check out the real story, what happened. You are just buying into what the producers show you in those 44-minute episodes. You're called a casual. You can not subscribe to the live feeds and not be a casual if you're like listening to podcasts or live feed updates. But you're essentially educating yourself on like how it really transpired. When you subscribe to be a casual, you are no longer like you shouldn't have the ability to speak opinions about the people you're watching.
Because you really don't have.
Because you don't have the context. And so with the 44 minutes of an episode, at that point, that's not a person or a human, that's a character. And I think that when the edits are necessary, there's no way that the show can convey in 44 minutes how these decisions came to be and why this person voted this person or why these two people aren't getting along. They work with what they have to splice together a cohesive story that makes it make sense in a season that people can go back and watch.
Right.
However, it is on the responsibility of like the producers to be very careful with these edits because these people are going on these shows as humans, as themselves, and they're really at the mercy of the producers if they're getting this villain arc or if they're getting this like kooky, crazy character arc that's going to follow them after the show.
Chicken of the sea.
Yeah. It's going to follow them. And it's going to follow them forever. And the fans don't let up. And that is like, that's one of the like main reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing on Beyond the Edit, because as I've gotten to know these people and we know that the fan base needs to touch grass a lot more, to see who they were before they went in the show and who they are after the show, I think it's just going to really not just elevate the experience of the players and make it less of a scary thing for them to come out of these shows from, but elevate the viewing experience for the fan base. Because if you're watching the show and you're keeping in mind that you're giving yourself like that benefit of doubt, like production's probably making this look a lot wilder than it actually was, or they probably kind of pushed this person to egg this on a little bit more.
Oh, that part.
If you have that, then you can enjoy it for what it is. I mean, look at Real Housewives. Real Housewives, those women are coached and pushed and manipulated.
Said what I said.
Yeah, into doing the craziest stuff. And if you watch it for the entertainment and not say, I hate this person, she's a bitch, she's the worst thing that ever, and then like you're leaving hate comments on their Instagram, like, oh, they are playing
they're playing the part.
A part.
They know what they're doing. They've got their own producer.
That part. So like no one that goes on the show wants to, I mean, some of them might want to be a villain.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, the edit can be, and there's another aspect of this too. When you have a show that's being recorded in real time. So for example, just this past season, Big Brother, Ashley Hollis was the winner. The casuals were irate. Ashley didn't do anything this season. She didn't deserve to win. Us live feeders knew Ashley played she was messy.
We love a messy person.
Love a messy queen. But she played a phenomenal social game because she was in all the conversations. She was playing very low key. She did play dumb at times, but she got to the end because of her relationships, because of how much people in the house underestimated her abilities. But then she was able to go back and like recite all the conversations she had that influenced the decisions. Live Feeder saw none of that because the producers under-edited her and didn't show her footage enough because they thought she'd be gone soon. Had they known in the beginning she was going to ultimately end up winning, they would have used more clips from things that she said.
Yeah.
So I trust I don't trust editors. So when I'm watching an edited show, I'm watching it like I would a scripted movie.
Yeah. You know, I have a friend that has a podcast, and there's been many times, because it's all in the editing. I'll tell you 100%. Yeah. You know this. Yeah. So we're friends, but his other friend that hosts the show with him, he's not a big fan of mine. But I'm like, why does he want me on your show? And I go, I'm not going to do it because the power in the editing. I go, unless you sign my release stating that I have actual input on the edit, because editing will make you look bad. Like you said, make you look at the villain. I'm like, I won't do it. So no.
Yeah.
I was like,
they can do crazy things with the soundbite.
Oh man,
I have seen on Big Brother, because I watch the live feed, and I don't know why people don't pick up a diary room confessional, which is like kind of a talking head where someone's talking about a situation, but they're not being but they're in an outfit that they were in 2 weeks ago, but it's being put in a situation that just happened like the day before. So it's giving like this random weird context, this beef that's non-existent. Yeah. Because they said this thing about this person when really they're referring to something that happened weeks ago, not what you're seeing on the episode. Yeah. It's wild. I'm like, let's use some discernment here. How is somebody who's in the same outfit they were 3 weeks ago in the diary room talking about this when that day on the live feed she was wearing like a pink shirt?
Totally different outfit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So do you think we all kind of, let's say, live edited versions of ourselves online?
Yeah. What you see on my I try to be an open book, but like what you see on my TikTok, that's like the version of me that remembered to record that day. Mm-hmm. That's the version of me that felt extra funny, or like I had a good idea or a good thought, but like we're all our own producers. Yes. We're not posting videos of the 20 minutes we're sitting crying in our car before we have to walk into a meeting. I mean, we're not posting the like laying in bed, like trying to will ourselves out of it to go and do something productive. Everyone's kind of their own producer at that point. But I think it's just, that's why I try to go live so much, honestly. I have get ready with me's that I'm not performing for the camera. I'm literally just sitting there doing my makeup.
I've seen your get readies with me. I'm like, okay, girl, go you.
It's so fun because it's like back when we were getting ready to go out and we were all like just like getting ready together and stuff like that. So it's like this community where I'm just doing my makeup for work, but like that people want to talk about last night's episode of Survivor or RuPaul's Drag Race or something. And so we're just like chitty chatting while I'm throwing concealer on.
I love that. So do you think the edit is dangerous or just part of the game?
I think both. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely part of the game until it isn't. I think it's part of the game. It needs to be there. Like I said, it's a necessity to like condense all this information into like a digestible format for an episode. Mm-hmm. But going back to what I said before, like it's also really dangerous. It's they have so much power in what they can do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with what they can
absolutely.
do with your sound bites and your images.
And they literally can make the character like.
Yeah, they can turn you into a villain. That's going to be something that you're going to chase for the rest of, like, you're going to come out of the house or you're off that island or wherever. And you have two options as somebody from these shows. You either lean into that edit. I'm going to lean into this edit because it's what got me all the followers.
Mhm.
Or you're going to spend the rest of your career trying to combat it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people at watch parties. Angela Murray. Angela Murray was a very polarizing figure in the Big Brother house. You either loved her or hated her. I loved her for the entertainment value, but I knew nothing of her before the show. I met her at Kat Dunn's watch party, and she was so kind and sweet and gracious. And I know to this day, like, people are still in her comments, like trying to goat her and everything. And then I've also seen like people come out of these shows and really lean into their villain edit. And I'm like, girl, I saw you on the feeds. You are not that rage baity.
Oh man, you are not that right. Okay, so we're gonna go to my next segment, which is gonna be about identity and being misunderstood. So, what does it feel like to be seen but not fully understood? Do you think
Really
with these people?
lonely.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that's gotta be really lonely. I went to this same watch party. It was a premiere for season 27, and nope, that's a lie. It was an Amazing Race watch party.
Amazing Race. Oh my gosh.
Amazing Race watch party. And Keanu is from McKinney, and he just won America's Favorite Player in the last season of Big Brother.
Okay.
Very big deal. It's a huge deal. And he showed up. I think that this was the first event I'd ever seen him at since he came out of the house. And I was watching people literally interrupt him. There was these two, I'd say couple, I don't know if they were together, but these two people, they were together and taking photos with him. And he was so gracious and nice and talking to them. But anytime he tried to talk to anybody else or even tried to talk to them, they were more focused on like taking the photo with him and like getting, and then they kept interrupting him too, to take more photos or ask him other questions. And, but you could tell their questions were really like surface level. They just wanted to get like sound bites and stuff from him. And I was sitting here watching, like, that's a human. That's a human being who literally was a person before he was on the show and now is a person after the show. And I
don't
just
understand that.
No, it's wild. It's, again, like the biggest part of why I started the show, because I was seeing people like Keanu and Angela Murray's and all these players. I just had Caitlin Herman on the show, who was on season 20. And again, another polarizing character on the show because of her edit and because of things, and having the space for her to come on and talk about where she was during that and like why. But I have such an admiration for anyone that puts themselves out there like that in the first place to be on the show. But then to like come back and talk about it, she was like, no, the decisions I made were really male centered. And because that's who I was in that point in my life. And that's why, she had like complete ownership of her story. So I think that you can either like lean into it, or you can find platforms like mine, where you can like try. I just want the fan base to walk away and get like the real picture of these, and then kind of like be able to like just reframe how they watch these shows.
Yeah. Okay. And so this next question is going to tie into the one that I asked you prior about, how they build the character. So have you talked to anybody, have had a guest on your show that has felt trapped in how they were portrayed?
Yes, 1,000%. So talking about Caitlin, everyone just saw her as this like kooky meditation, crystals kind of girl that backstabbed all the girls in the house just to work with the boys and everything. And that really wasn't the case. Actually, some of the decisions that she made, she was able to come out and say like, hey, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Tyler lied to me essentially about his power, and I made this decision because of this, and this is what made more sense, and this is why I trusted Tyler more than someone else.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Do I need to move this back? Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay. So how do you feel like, I guess, well, I mean, you kind of sort of answered it, but like when they try to reclaim their identity, when they've done, you were explaining about the girl that was at just a little bit ago. I can't remember her name.
Angela.
Yeah. They made her look like this character, and then she's just a super nice person. How do you think that they just, how do you reclaim your identity when they put you polarizing?
I mean, again, I think that you could go two ways. You can lean into it. And I think that sometimes, I think for a little bit she did. I think she leaned into it, like in the Twitterverse at least. Give the people. Angela's an entertainer, if nothing else.
Like Nene Leakes. Like
Nene Leakes.
They play into that character and we love that character.
Love
or you
it
hate
so
that
much.
character. So
I don't know if another show that I cover and watch is House of Villains. All of those people lean into their character.
Yeah.
We've got, except for Tom Sandoval. But we've seen Omarosa on there.
Oh my gosh, she leans into her.
She went all out. And even on Big Brother, she did Celebrity Big Brother too, and she went all out. We have the housewives that come on there. There's some like a girl from Selling Sunset, and I pray to God it's a character she's playing because Jesus Christ. But
some are just overly animated, and I love that you play that role. But let me talk to the real you. Like,
yeah. Like
Or
Johnny
if that is
Bananas,
you.
he loves Johnny Bananas is an icon in the space because he just loves to be hated and be played the villain and stuff. So House of Villains has become like the catalyst for like, oh, if you want to play those, then
Yeah.
So now I kind of wonder too. I see people, I'm like, when they start to lean into that villain edit a little bit more, if they're just like setting themselves up for the next season of House of Villains.
Okay.
But
So tell me about House of Villains. Like, what is it's just the villains from each?
Think Big Brother, but they're like famous reality television villains. So we have housewives, we have mob wives, you have Selling Sunset.
Wow.
They're
I need to watch this.
it is so good.
It's very intriguing.
It is hysterical. It's very camp. Plain Jane is big hit this current season.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And so I feel like there's the subset that goes that. I feel like you come out and you don't like your edit. I'll tell you a conversation I had with Keanu. Keanu, who just won America's Favorite Player, immediately after the episode or the show, and he comes out of the house, I was like, if I'm giving you unsolicited advice, as somebody who covers people in this space, you have no idea what you don't know. So you are going to be asked a lot of questions. People are going to feel a lot of strong ways about it. But my number one advice for you is say, this is how I felt in the moment. This is why I did it. But I want to go back and learn more. And allow yourself the time and the space to go back and revisit the whole episode and find out what happened on the live feeds. Find out what happened when the rooms that you weren't in so that you can kind of see it from the fan base's eyes and kind of level set with them. And I think that Big Brother's unique in that way where the show is over when you're exposed to the world. Whereas Survivor, you go and you film it all and then you're home while it's airing. So you can be active on social media and talk about like, hey, they cut out the part where I thought this or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's different for different shows. But I think that if someone wants to take control of their narrative, it's more like just telling your story while not minimizing the feelings that your actions on the show made people feel. Like people felt a certain way or they were triggered by a certain way or something you did made them remember some bitch that they hated in high school or something along those lines. So like realize that people are going to feel how they're going to be, and parasocial relationships are very real. Yeah. But I think if you just like stand in your truth, whatever you want that to be, then I think that they would be okay.
Okay. So talking about controlling your narrative beyond the edit. So tell me, like, what made you feel these deeper conversations needed to happen?
Yeah. So just like a good summary of everything that we've already talked about. But I think that there's so many of the fans out there that just don't connect with these people on a people level. And my favorite, these watch parties. So we have these watch parties where we're all getting together and watching Big Brother, Survivor, Traitors, and we will have the alumni is what we call them, or the reality stars, people that were from Big Brother. And it's a big family. So we have Survivor people, Big Brother people, all at a Traitors party because Big Brother people are watching Survivor and Survivor people are watching Big Brother and we're all watching Love Island and Traitors. And so it's become like this community. So you can go to a Traitors party and meet people from Big Brother or Survivor and connect with them. However, you're only getting them for like an hour. I've had the opportunity and the pleasure, like I'm with them at so many parties that I get to know them and then talking through DMs and stuff and setting up these parties. And I see them, and I've always kind of had that compartmentalization with like what I'm watching on TV versus like what's real. And I feel like I didn't realize until getting into this that that was very unique. A lot of people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
What they just saw on TV is the God's honest truth. And now, like, the political climate we're in, like, you can tell people will literally believe any fucking thing they hear.
And the government knows, and they play into it just like the villain. Like, I
mean, not to go there, but I'm going to go there. We literally just got Survivor interrupted last night for somebody just like feeding a bunch of bullshit lines. I'm going to just say somebody. Somebody wanted to get on a podium and just feed a bunch of bullshit lines for 30 minutes, none of which were actually factual whatsoever. But you better believe that people are eating that shit up and taking it for like God's honest truth.
Absolutely.
So, not to be too polarizing on here or anything. I'm just keeping it real.
This is the unspoken truth. You can speak.
Okay. But yeah, same goes for reality television. And I think that a show like Beyond the Edit is important because not only it helps you get to know the individuals on the show, but I feel like once you start seeing the difference between what you were fed on the show and what these people are actually like in real life, that it's going to change the way you think and watch these shows. Yeah. And actually, like, make you an expert like me.
So what kind of connection are you trying to create with your show?
I am a people person through and through. My favorite thing is like these watch parties and connecting with people and getting to know them. Like, I don't know that I've ever asked a reality alumni at any of my parties anything about something on the show. I don't think...
You get to know them more than what you see on TV.
I was thinking that's kind of weird because like I have a unique opportunity. I'm sitting on a couch having a margarita with somebody who is literally on Fiji on a beach playing Survivor. And that's an edited show. There's probably plenty of unasked questions, but I end up asking myself, about their kids or their hobbies and stuff. And because that's just the kind of person I am. I just want to connect with them. And so I wanted to give them a space because all the interviews and podcasts and everything that they go on, they're asked the same fucking questions over and over.
And I was just about to say that too, because, we had Ty Herndon on the show and he did my show in the morning. And then I went to book release signing party. And like you said, they ask the same questions. And it was just like this time I was in the audience watching it. And I have found when you talk to people, because they both, Ty and his manager had talked to me about because I talked about my late husband who's passed. And getting to talk to somebody differently about what's going on in their life rather than the show because they get asked so many questions. It's so cool. It's so refreshing. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, they like that because like you said, we're all, on the end of the day, we're human. And so just getting those, I think it's great that you do that because you get to know their kids or you get to know about their kids, their family, their mom's sick or, just had this vacation that was.
What are their passions?
Yeah. Like what did you, had you not gone on reality TV, what was your day job,
Yeah. So, Or how did you get on there?
Yeah.
Like,
what was that whole process for you?
Yeah, exactly. That's
was it a
really
drunk
fun
thing? Like,
Yeah. Was it a dare? Was it a bet? Yeah. Have you ever watched Hot Ones?
Hot Ones, I have not.
Okay. I highly recommend watching Hot Ones. It's a YouTube interview style show. It's very, I'm sure I'm positive you've seen clips of this, but they're sitting there eating hot wings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When I tell you that Sean asks questions and he's become famous for this to the point where I want to be the Sean of the reality space because he's making it's a fun activity. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but he does his research and the questions he's asking, we're talking like giant Viola Davis or like these giant names. They're like, how did you why no one's ever asked me that? And to have someone like who digs, who does the research, who's trying to speak to things that like really resonate and connect with you, not just like the surface level promote your latest movie or whatever. But like, because they get all of that. They're already getting all of that. All of the people I talk to have their own social media platforms. They're able to talk about their current stuff or anytime they go live. I've seen their lives. It is constant. Big Brother, Survivor, Trader. They're just asking a shit ton of the same questions in the comments. Okay. So highly recommend watching Hot Ones.
I remember that I've seen a couple of shows on YouTube.
But his style of questioning is what I aspire to be.
I love that. So I've got one more question for you, and then we're going to go into a game. I have a fun game.
Love a game.
Yes. So would you ever do reality TV?
Yeah. Yes and no. I would never do Big Brother in a million years. So I have like a hard boundary. I've been approached by recruiters before. And I've also applied to shows before. I wish I was approached by a recruiter for the shows I've applied to. I would do a short-term pre-recorded show. like Traders. Traders is the one I applied to. They're doing a civilian season. I would die to be on the Traders. I would be so good at it. You don't even know.
With this much knowledge about
I would be so good at it. But you can clip this. And so when I fail miserably or make a fool of myself, you're going to be like, this bitch thought she knew she was good. Anyway, but Traders is pre-recorded. I know the filming is like 3 to 4 weeks. It has to be something I am home and sat with my family and available on my social media for when the episodes air.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is I signed up to put myself out there. I am on camera. I have social media. I have an introverted husband and an introverted oldest son. My youngest, not so much, but I still am very protective.
Yeah.
And I have learned that this toxic fan base gets out there. From talking to people, there are death threats sent to family members for moves that players make because they can't access those people. They're trapped in a house. They can't get to them. So they're going to go after they're leaving Yelp reviews on the companies they work for. They're tracking down their addresses. Horrible. It's terrible. I have found that's a little less combative with edited shows like Survivor and Traders because when someone has a problem, I can go to their Instagram or I can tweet at them and they can like speak to that action or why they made the move they made. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I compartmentalize like a psychopath when it comes to these games. If I'm playing a board game with my family, it's war. It's a game.
Yeah, I'm competitive. Kelly Clarkson, I see you.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not playing for second place here. Like we're playing for
playing to win.
Yes. And then when the game's over, we'll all be happy and like we had a good time. I won, and like we'll go back to like nothing happened. But like casual fans, we used to like the cutthroat players that were in it to win. Now there's like this narrative in a lot of these shows like Survivor and like we need to play like Friendship Island where like we're playing loyal and honest. I'm sorry, what?
Right.
Like I would play like Tony Vlachos. Like I will swear on my mother and be lying to your face. That's not who I am outside the game. But we're playing a game
I'm
of
a mission.
deception.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I already know that the casual fan base is not going to like me or people that don't think that the games should be played that way. I'm not going to be mean or malicious or
but there's a goal here. Like,
yeah. But if lying to you makes sense for me to get what I want to happen, I'm gonna. And
some
do
people,
that.
they're so soft-hearted and naive, and I see them just like believing it, and it's like you lied to me. No, sis, I was trying to get that money.
That's it. I'm here to get my bag and go home. We're not able to split this check.
No,
so I'm not splitting this win with you.
Yes.
No, so I already know. I would be very polarizing, which is why I would only do shows that I could be home.
Yeah,
and.
I would do something like
myself.
Jersey Shore. I'd be like the Snooki. Totally be the Snooki.
It's coming back.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing. I mean, I've applied for a couple before. Like I did Real World Austin years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I almost made it, but didn't make
it.
But yeah, same thing. I mean, I don't know that I could do a competitive game because I'm competitive too. But at the same point, I'm like, go get that money. I'm done. Like I need something that's show me with friends and family or just doing my normal, recording and studio here, being me.
So not living on an island like Survivor.
Oh no. I'm not trying to survive now.
I was a hard no on Survivor, and then when I lost all the weight, I lost over like about 100 pounds.
Nice.
And physically, things started getting easier. I was like, maybe I can do. Maybe. And then I'll have one of those nights where I sleep weird on my arm. I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I ain't doing Survivor.
I was getting into a point where I was working out religiously and looked really, really great. And I looked decent. We just recently got back from Mexico. I don't hike. I don't want to hike. I've got cardio. Let me tell you what. We went ziplining. Had to climb up those hills in Mexico in the humidity. I'm like holding. I'm like, they're like, are you okay? I'm like, y'all didn't tell me I was signing up for fucking hiking. Like,
I get fussy when I get hot.
Yeah, I'm angry. Yes.
I'm fussy. If I start to sweat, I'm fussy. And not to like, I've seen the feet on Survivor and what happens to you in the sand, just the sensory overload of having the mud and the sand caked on me. And I'm sorry, they talk about this, but like aqua dumps, are you kidding me? No. No. I need an air conditioned controlled unit, a squatty potty, and some dude wipes. Okay. Like, Aqua dumps?
Aqua.
No, thanks.
Oh my gosh, that's great. That's a great answer. I love that. So we're going to go ahead and play this game.
Okay.
The game is called What Didn't Make the Cut.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you some scenarios. You explain what's really happening behind them.
Okay.
You got it? All right. So, reality TV meltdown. What's behind it?
Oh, well, I need more context.
Let's see. What people saw and what actually happened.
Like, you want an example of a reality TV meltdown? Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. We actually did like an episode with like a countdown of these. Gosh, there have been so
I'm sure there's been like a collection of them.
Many. Okay. All right. So there was this one blow up on season 19 of Big Brother, where, and I'm trying to remember how it was edited because I remember it very vividly watching it happen in real time on the live feeds. But they just finished a competition where they had to dress as ballerinas and spin themselves, get super dizzy, and then go and try to bowl. And it's called Bowlerina. And God, I love that comp so much. But there was this giant, hulky, bodybuild guy named Mark, and he is in his tutu still. And Josh starts mouthing off to him. But unbeknownst to everyone else, it was actually Paul that kind of incited and told Josh to say some stuff to him and to Jessica. And it got really convoluted as like who started it. But Josh was kind of fed like, hey, you should go say this. And it actually started with the fight between him and Jessica. But then this is where we escalated. And this is where I remember Mark in the tutu getting up into his face. Josh had like, there were pots and pans involved. But ultimately what you saw on the show was Josh being this like inciting character and stuff. What was covered up was that Paul was actually kind of fueling the fire and telling Josh things that were not true to kind of amp him up, or you should go and say this, knowing that the things he was about to say were about to hit some buttons.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What about a villain edit?
Ooh, I love a villain edit. You know what? I think Angela Murray got a bit of a villain edit. There was this guy named Matt that the casuals loved on her season, and he was snarky. He was starting shit. He was throwing attitude at Angela's way, and she called him on it. He was pretending to be this innocent, God-fearing Christian boy, and she clocked him on it, and to the point where she was calling him crazy eyes, and she's like, literally, I'm gonna mess up my lashes, but they're already messed up, but like crazy. And so she became this like meme at that point for this giant blow up, and she was like, oh my gosh, she was the mean one. The poor Matt. She said his mother would be ashamed. She brought his mother into it, and he deserved it.
My God.
But he's been riding that wave. He was booted very early, and his whole personality is how Angela scorned him.
That's wild.
It's like all his content.
All right, now this is the fun part. It's called Rapid Fire Truth or Perception.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read it to you, and then you tell me. I'll read it to you, and I'll give you the options to pick. So, reality TV, truth or entertainment?
Ooh, it's oh God, but it's supposed to be rapid. I would say both, but depending on the show. But for the most part, entertainment.
Okay. Public opinion, fair or flawed?
Flawed.
Cancel culture, accountability or narrative control?
Oh. I'm going to go ahead and say accountability on this one.
Okay.
In the reality television space.
Okay, very well. Cool beans. That was it. It was super quick, easy.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, we're all more than moments that people see, more than the clips and the headlines and the edits and all the things that are out there. There's always a deeper story, one that includes the growth, the mistakes, the healing, and the truth. And if you want to hear those stories, make sure to check Beyond the Edit. And if you're ready to go for more deeper conversations, then, deeper than the surface, this is The Unspoken Truth. Sarah, tell them where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on TikTok, Sarah Talks Reality, Instagram, same handle. I'm trying to get better about Instagram. And then Beyond the Edit is available on Spotify and YouTube, but I will tell you, it hits YouTube and Spotify later. My Patreons my patroni, they get first access, first edit. Not only do they know who's coming up on my show, but they get opportunities to ask questions ahead of time, or even like pop on to ask the questions themselves.
Very cool.
So we release a few weeks early on Patreon, and then they roll out to Spotify and YouTube later.
Nice. I like that. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I've learned a lot. Now I'm going to go watch this villain show. I've got a whole lot I've got to catch up on. So, but again, thank you so much. This was fun. I really enjoyed it.
This was fun.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys make sure to check out the unspokentruth.com or unspokendallas.com. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.